Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back in my director's chair and I'm going to be talking about my fall shopping list or my fall wish list. Different things that I kind of want to shop for the fall. I am so excited for fall. You guys have actually no idea how many outfit ideas I have. I love playing around with fall clothes because you can add so much texture, you can play around with colors, you can add layers and just create different looks, and you can do so much more with your clothes than you can in the summertime. So I have so many ideas and there's a few pieces that I'm kind of missing where I would like to add to my closet. So I thought I would talk about those today and just share them with you guys, and maybe you guys are looking for some of those pieces as well. Also, I do want to say this list is kind of long, but obviously I don't intend on buying all these pieces. These are just the things that I would look for if I go to the thrift store or like a vintage store or something. So the first thing on my list is bold colors, and I love bold colors for the fall and winter. I think it's so much fun, very like 1960s. I feel like it's very indicative of that time period. They wore so many different range of colors. Then you're walking around the sidewalk and everyone's wearing all these dark clothes, and then all of a sudden it's like bam, you have this bright orange coat on the sidewalk and you just stand out so much, and I love that. But I just think it's like so much fun. I absolutely love it. So this is one coat that I already own. This one's orange, which still kind of fits like the fall kind of color palette. So I would like to get some like bright green or like purple or like those types of tones. The next thing on my list is knee-high socks. I love knee-high socks, very like 1960s, very prep school style. If you watched my previous video, you know that I'm kind of referencing that. I did a whole runway trend, fall runway trends that I'm going to be following. So if you want to check it out, I'm going to be linking it up here in the cards and in the description bar. So I want to add a few more knee-high socks to my collection. I have a couple, but not too many. So the first one that I have to show you here is some classic little navy knee-high socks. You can pretty much get these anywhere, especially this time of year, just because kids are going back to school, so you have a lot of like high school students that need knee-high socks for their uniforms. Usually tend to find like the more basic colors like blue, black, burgundy, gray, white kind of tones. So if you want to play around with a little bit more color, you can get some knee-high tights. So I have this pair, it's like knee-high tights, and I think these are so much fun. These are the types of thing that I'm going to be looking for this season, just because I want to add a little bit more color to my outfits. So they look like this. They're really nice and stretchy. They're pretty much a tights that go up to your knee, and they have like a little thick band at the top. The important thing I want to note is that you want it to be opaque. Like you don't want it to be sheer. Like for example, if I put my hand through this, like you can't see the difference between the actual tight and the band, just because it's not sheer. And the reason I say that is because they sell like the knee-high like sheer tights, and it just looks like you're not supposed to be seeing them. Like those are the ones that you wear underneath pants. So if you do want them to be visible, definitely get the ones that are really thick and opaque so that you can wear them and it just all looks like one color, so that you don't see the band. Does that make sense? Sorry, I'm like really bad at explaining things, so but yeah, so this is definitely the types of things that I'm going to be looking for. Maybe again get some bit of orange in there, green, yellow, maybe like rubber duck yellow. I honestly have no idea. Wait, no, I think like yellow would look really ugly. I don't know. We'll see what I find. I don't know. Maybe I'll find some really fun colors, maybe even like a patterned one. I honestly have no idea. Speaking of socks, I'm just going to continue on with shoes, because there's two types of shoes that I'm looking for this year, and the first ones are mod shoes. And in the 1960s, they had like this, like obviously like the mod time period, which you guys know I love. And they had all these really fun, cool looking shoes, and I don't really know another way to describe them other than mod shoes. They're really fun colors, and they have like this really fun silhouettes. They're not Oxfords and they're not Mary Janes, but I don't know, it's very particular. I have two pairs that I would kind of classify as mod shoes. So I'm going to show you. The first ones that I have are these really fun gold ones. They're very like funky, very like 1960s. They have this really fun gold color, so like obviously that part's really fun. And they kind of have like a more like Oxford looking like top section of it, but it has this kind of like, I don't know what shape this is, but whatever this shape is, kind of heel to it, which I think is really unique and cool. And honestly, these are the most comfortable pairs of shoes that I own. They're really nice and soft at the back, so they're super comfortable to walk around in. So that's just like a side note. And then I also have this pair, which I love. This is one of my favorite pairs of shoes, actually. They are brown, and they have this little wooden heel on them. And then in the front here, they have this little like tie at the front, and it just looks so mod, very like 1960s. They're very feminine. They're not chunky at all. They have a really nice thin silhouette, which I really like. And I got these from Naturalizer, actually. I don't know, it was kind of like a random find, but I think they're really, really fun. I think my biggest problem is that I don't buy secondhand shoes, so it's really hard for me to find vintage looking shoes. And I know there's a lot of like vintage shoe reproduction stores online, but I feel like they tend to be a little bit more expensive than I would like to spend on shoes. But I don't know, if I can't find any, like I might have to resort to buying some off there, because I know like even like Mod Shoes, like the brand like Mod Shoes has some really cool ones. ones. So I don't know, maybe one of these days I'll like splurge and just get myself a pair because I think they're so cool. But I don't know, I'll try and see if I can find some in stores first. And then the second type of shoe that I'm looking for is Oxfords, and I love Oxfords. Again, it has like that very like vintage style. I feel like they were a little bit more popular in the 1940s. I really like the really thin silhouettes. I don't like them when the sole's too thick and they look really chunky on your feet. I don't like that look at all. I feel like I want it to be like really skinny and like you don't really notice them very much. And I have one pair that I'm hoping to replace because mine are falling apart. They're in such bad condition because I've used them so many times, but I'm going to show you anyway, so don't judge me. So they look like this, and they're kind of falling apart. I got these from Forever 21 like a really long time ago, and I have worn these to death. I probably should not be wearing them anymore because they do look like they're falling apart. If you look at the sole on the back, it's like falling off, but I love them so much and I can't get rid of them because I want them, like I want another pair so badly. So what I'm talking about is like, look how nice and thin they are. You don't really notice the sole at all. They have all these really pretty like cutouts on them. The color is beautiful, and I don't know, I just think they're so cute. So I want to get another pair of these. So hopefully I'm able to replace them with something this year. I've been looking for the past couple of years and I haven't been able to find something that's as nice as these. Going back to the prep school style, there's another piece that I would like to add to my closet that kind of has that vibe, and then it's a blazers with piping. I think they're so much fun, very like Gossip Girl kind of style. I feel like Blair did actually wear a blazer that has all this piping on it, and I've been in love with it since pretty much since I saw that episode. And I have one blazer already that has the piping on it, but I want to get another one. So this is the one that I have. It looks like this. It's gray and it has all this white piping on it. I got this a few years ago from Banana Republic, and it's really cute. I love it. I think it's so much fun, but I kind of want to get one that's navy and maybe has some red piping on it. I think that would look really cool. I don't know why more stores don't do this. I love the piping on a blazer. I think it looks really cool, and I never see it. So fingers crossed that I'm able to find some maybe at the thrift store. I get lucky and I just end up finding some this season. So I don't know, we'll see. Continuing on with the prep school style, I do want to add a few more plaid wool mini skirts to my collection. And before we even continue, I know last year I got a lot of like the long pleated wool plaid skirts, very like 1950s, and I have tons of them and I love them, and I'm going to continue wearing them this season, but honestly I probably have enough of those. I don't need any more. But this year I kind of want to get some short mini skirt ones, I think, just to kind of play up the schoolgirl vibe as well as like a more 1960s style. So I have two examples. They're not exactly what I'm looking for, but I think you'll help get the idea of what I want. So this is the first one that I have. It looks like this. This is from H&M, and it's just like a plaid little mini skirt. Very normal, very casual, but I would like to get something like this, but in wool. I feel like it'll be a little bit warmer. Like this is more of like a fall piece versus a wool one, which would be a little bit more useful for the winter. Then I have another example, which is actually wool. It's a kilt, and it looks like this. And this is like, I got this at a vintage shop, but it's actually a school uniform, and I'm not gonna lie, this looks exactly like my high school like uniform kilt, and it's actually kind of embarrassing. Like if I run into somebody that I went to high school with, they're probably like, why are you wearing like a school uniform skirt right now? But that's besides the point. So it looks like this, really, really cute. I wore this when I went to Paris last year. I think it's so much fun. I love the little pleats at the back. Another thing that I want to get is more pinafores, and not overalls, but pinafores. I feel like people get them confused all the time, but they're totally different. Pinafores were really popular in the 1960s, and you guys know that's like my time period. So definitely want to get something like that so that I can get more 1960s looks. So I have two examples to show you of pieces that I already own, and they look like this. So this is my favorite one, actually. So it looks like this. You have the skirt, and then you have the two little straps with the little ruffles, and it's just so cute. I think that I wore this in my fall lookbook last year, but I just think it's like so much fun, and I love the little ruffles here because it looks so like feminine, and I don't know, I really like it. And then the other one is something new. This was part of my previous haul, and it looks like this, and it's a school uniform, you know, just casual. You guys know I love wearing school uniforms as clothes. So it looks like this, and it has all these pleats at the bottom. Really, really cute, and you can layer it with like turtlenecks or blouses or pretty much anything underneath, and it just makes some really fun, cool looking outfits. Definitely want to add a few more, maybe in black or red, some plaid ones, like I don't know, just anything that I find really. The next thing on my list is something that I've been looking for the past like 2 years, like non-stop, and it is lace ruffle blouses. I'm going to show you an example so that you guys actually understand what I'm talking about. There's this shirt that I own, which is this one, that I want to replace because mine's falling apart and it makes me so sad. So it looks like this. It is stunning. It's all made out of lace. I got this from a thrift store a really long time ago. Really, really cute, and it has all this like massive ruffles at the front, very like Shakespearean pirate kind of vibe. Really, really like it. You can pretty much wear it with anything, and I've worn this with pretty much everything in my closet, so that is why it's falling apart. And I'm like purposefully I'm like not wearing it on purpose because I don't want to ruin it anymore, and I feel like it's going to be a special occasion where this is like the perfect shirt to wear, and I'm not going to be able to wear it because I ruined it. So I don't know, maybe I'll find the exact same one at a thrift store, but yeah. Or if you see something like this online, please send me a message, DM me, and let me know because I'm like desperate for a shirt like this. The next thing on my list is mini dresses with collars, very like 1960s, baby doll, mod kind of look. I love those types of dresses, and I have two in my collection right now. They pretty much look like this. So I have this one dress, it looks like this. I got this last year and it was my muscle shirt. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I think it's so cute. This was also part of my fall lookbook. Really, really fun. Love it. It's one of my favorite dresses. It's like super mini. I'm pretty sure this is a kid's dress, but I'm absolutely obsessed with it, and I love the little collar on it. I love these bright colors. I think that's so much fun for the fall and winter. And the other one that I have is a little bit more tame, a little bit more mod, I guess. So it looks like this. Really fun little plaid. Is this plaid or gingham? This little plaid gingham kind of dress, and it looks like this. It has the white little Peter Pan collar. It's a shift dress, and then it also has the little white cuffs. Super cute, very mod. You can wear this like at the beginning of the fall with like no tights, or you can wear this with tights and like a big coat on top. Really, really fun. So pieces like this is something that I'm going to be looking for this year. The next thing that I want to add to my closet is sweater vests, and I talked about this in my previous video, but I feel like they're going to be really popular, so I feel like I'm going to have a hard time finding them at the thrift stores, which is unfortunate, but hopefully somebody donates like a bunch of them and I can get my hands on some. I have one sweater vest here to show you. It's stunning. It's from Miss Patina. It looks like this. It reminds me of like a deck of cards or like a sad clown or something. I don't know why that's like the first thing that comes to mind when I see this, but I think it's so cute. The sweater vests that I'm looking for this year have like a pattern all over them, like how this one has like the two lines here on each side and then the back is just plain. I wanted to have like a really small print like all over it. I think that would be really fun to add a little bit more like texture to an outfit, hopefully in like a really thick knit. If it's like a hand knit, like someone's grandma hand knit it, like I would be so down, especially in like some red tones, you know. That's kind of like what I'm looking for this year, and like I said, it's very on trend this year, so make sure you go to the thrift store very often if you're going to be looking for some. And the last thing on my list is a double-breasted chocolate brown coat, and this is something that I've been looking for the past like 2 seasons, and I haven't been able to find it yet, but I'm not giving up hope. I'm going to continue looking this year, and I don't have an example to show you, and I was looking online to see if I could find like the right photo, and I couldn't find it. So here are some examples of the silhouette that I want, but just pretend they're in chocolate brown because that's kind of the thing that I want. I don't know, it just seems like such a basic coat that a lot of people would want, so I don't understand why I'm having such a hard time finding one, or even just like photos of what I want online. Like it just seems so basic, you know what I mean? But I don't know, maybe this year will be the year. I'm putting it out into the universe that this year will be the year that I find my chocolate brown coat. I feel like that's the most muted thing that I want to add to my closet this year, that and the Oxford shoes, but I could wear them together and have the little headscarf like tied here like I've been wearing, and just like walk around in the snow with my chocolate brown coat and my Oxfords. That is like a perfect scene right there. So yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video. That's everything that I'm going to be shopping for this year. Let me know in the comments below what's something that you're going to be shopping for this year, as well as make sure to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you are, make sure to turn on your post notifications so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Follow me on Instagram at Pinglo, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!